WWE fans, welcome to this week's show. We are the Backstage Jabronis. Of course, he is Daniel Snyder. I am Jeremy York. And as always, how are you, partner?
I'm good, man. I got up early this morning thinking I had to get the Target early for the release of the Switch, and I was the eighth person there and got me the Switch too.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty excited. Then I came home and went back to bed because I was tired because I didn't go to bed till 3:30 and had to get right. I got back up at 6:30.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Old people.
Uh, that's good though. You got the Switch. So, what's the first game you're gonna play on it, or what did you already play on it?
Well, I haven't played nothing yet. I got the it came with Mario World, and I purchased the Mario Party Jamboree. So it's gonna be a whole bunch of Mario.
Hard to go wrong there. I was always a big Wario fan when it comes to those racing games and melees and stuff. Just well, no, the melees I liked other people, but it's always fun to be the different ones you come up with.
I like the Mario parts because I can get five of my buddies and do us a whole Money in the Bank ladder match for the Mario champion.
Yeah, boy, they've got to tie that in somehow. That would be spectacular. They figure out how to do that. I mean, if we can get Fortnite having Post Malone or other people that you can
Call of Duty,
download and
Call of
like the
Duty had
WWE game, you could be like Patty Mack and like all the entourage.
yeah, Call of Duty had Rhea Ripley and Cody Rhodes and Rey Mysterio. I was running around with Rhea Ripley
See,
shooting
Ray would
folks.
be fun. Like Cody would probably suck on that game.
He did. He sucks anyway. But yeah, I mean, but speaking of Money in the Bank, man, we got you said that you thought maybe it was gonna open with the men's Money in the Bank. I thought it would open with the women's Money in the Bank. One thing we can agree on, it's gonna be a Money in the Bank match that opens it up.
Yeah, which means more than likely we will both be completely wrong because Paul is listening to us right now, and they will open up with Lyra versus Becky.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and throw the two Money in the Bank matches in the middle of the tag team.
Yep.
Or actually, you split the two Money in the Bank matches up with a possible match that we said a fifth match of one of us might be right.
Yeah, because they have four on paper right now, which means the fifth one once again will be a last minute ad from SmackDown. Before we go through the other four, I told you I kind of spitballed a little bit, and I said that what I thought they would add is since Solo is busy, that you would get Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo against Jimmy Uso and maybe LA Knight. That would some kind of tag match that kind of made sense, something like that. But
Well,
you had a better idea, so go ahead and drop that one.
also, LA Knight's already got a match that night, so he wouldn't have been able to jump in it.
Oh yeah,
He's in the
yeah, not
men's
LA
Money
Knight.
in the Bank.
Yeah, who else
Jimmy,
did I say? It
Jimmy,
was
and I don't know.
Jimmy and AJ or somebody. I don't somebody.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, that's how great an idea it was. We don't even know. But no,
Oh
you
yeah,
had
I
the
was
better idea.
because we were talking about how the Wyatt Six have been nowhere. Then all of a sudden they're back, and every
The
time that you've
Wyatts have
seen
been
them,
quiet.
yes, which is
The
weird.
quiet
Uh,
six.
the Quiet Six, yes. But every time you've seen them, they've been interrupted in tag team matches.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's do a four-way tag team match for either number one contender, where instead of the tag team champion, you have Tama, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Are you talking about Tongaloa and Tama Tonga?
No, the old with
Oh, you're talking about DIY?
yes,
Tommaso Ciampa and
Tommaso
Johnny
was what I was
Gargano.
trying to say. I was trying to say
Yeah.
Tommaso. So if
There's
it's not
too
going to
many
be a tag
that sound like that.
no, I'm telling you, if it's not going to be a tag team, if it's not going to be for the titles, it's going to be a number one contenders match where to be those four teams facing each other, and whoever wins gets to go against the champion. But that's what I see. Oh, of the four teams is a Motor City Machine Gun. My was it Flexium or something?
Praxium?
Fraxium, that's him. Me and words. Fraxium, the Wyatt Six duo, and whatever two they decide to put in there. With, I think it's going to be the tatted up dude with the arms and the dude that does the flip off the ropes.
I don't know. Pretty Deadly would also fit in there. DIY would fit in there, but there's a couple other teams that. But yeah, the other day because it was the Street Profit, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, and the Wyatts that were all in that little
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the Garzas. Is who you're talking about.
No. I was talking about the two Wyatt Six ones that
Oh,
the two characters
that
of the Wyatt
that
Six.
would be it's Joe Gacy
Yeah, Joe
and
Gacy, Dexter Loomis.
Dexter Loomis. Yeah,
Yeah.
who oddly enough used to wrestle under the name Sam Shaw, and I remember seeing him at WWA 4 when it was off Fulton Industrial in Atlanta when he was just coming up.
Okay. Is he all tatted up?
He
Both
he
arms
did
tatted
not
up at
look
that time?
anything like he does now at all.
But that's what I kind of thought. I think that's interesting. Hey, they could just keep it at 4 matches. But
No, they'll have 5. We
we'll add
know
a fifth. That they yeah,
they have done solid 5 for
and it'll be a
2 years
SmackDown.
now.
That's usually what they. But
Yeah,
I feel like for a long time, yes. I feel like let's say we can kind of touch on the SmackDown and Raw as we mentioned, like what we can do to
yeah.
women's Money in the Bank. Like going into our last show, if you guys watched it, it was only Alexa Bliss, Roxanne, Rhea Ripley, and Julia were the only four.
Yep.
On Friday night, there was a match with Nia, Naomi, and Bianca,
No,
and that was
it
the
was Nia, Naomi, and Jade Cargill.
Jade. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. It is Jade. That is correct. Yeah, it was Jade. I remember Bianca being in the ring, and Naomi and Bianca were arguing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what.
Bianca came down first, and then Naomi come down trying to plead her case about the whole Jade stuff, and then Jade come down to kind of whoop her up a little bit, and then Nia come down because she's like, well, that's cute, but we have a match, so get out of the way.
Yeah. Okay, that's what got me confused. So it was that one on Friday, and then on Monday you had um Liv, Liv, Stephanie Valkyr,
Occur, yep. Ivy
and
Nia.
Ivy, yes, who just gets thrown in oddly everywhere.
She does,
She's a
and
good performer.
she's really good, but
Yeah, she's a
man,
good
the
performer.
problem is when she gets thrown in these high profile matches, and she's not going to win, it's like she checks out. Like she
Yeah,
just gets lost in the background when these are the opportunities. Like she's with the right person in Chad Gable that he was thrown into these all the time, but he
and
would
look at
have
him
such
now.
great performances that they're like, we have to reward this guy because he is putting in the work and he's actually really good. So if
And
Ivy
he,
would put in a little more effort, then she'd get more of these matches.
and he's also helping out fellow wrestlers. El Grande Americano lost his
Yeah,
boots, and he let him borrow them.
yeah.
I didn't know if you've seen that, but yeah,
I thought that was great.
yeah. So I mean, he's a nice guy. But you picked Naomi to win that SmackDown one because we both, and I thought it would be I thought it was going to be Jade, and
Told
and
you who was going to win.
Naomi's like sneakingly getting in there, and
Yep.
something else. Looking at the setup, let's look at here because we said before we started that with each one there's a reason every single one of them can win.
Oh yeah,
Have
there's 12 people in these two matches, and I can make 12 solid cases for any of them. Now some of
the
them are a little
only
bit of a stretch, but I would say at least 8. I can absolutely
the
say
women's
this makes all the sense.
in reality with me, the women's 5 of the 6, and the one that I said that who doesn't have a good case is Rhea Ripley, and I feel like because she wasn't even supposed to be in it.
Right?
Um, and so, but I
Yeah.
think
Zoe Stark doesn't rip her knee in half again, which thoughts and prayers to her again on that because that's just awful. I don't want that to happen to my worst enemy, which I don't really have enemies, but I don't want that to happen to somebody I just don't like at all. And I actually like her. She's really good at what she does. She may not be, top favorite or something, but she's really good and she adds so much to matches that you feel bad when that happens.
yeah, yeah. I hope she'll be back. It'll probably be another year, maybe next year. Money in the Bank
I,
will be
I
her.
was hearing they are penciling her in for possibly WrestleMania of next year. That's how long. It could be a while.
But if you look at these contenders for these women, Alexa Bliss has made her return, and now she's in it.
Yep.
Roxanne was brought up to the main main card, main
Mm-hmm.
shows. She's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Julia, same thing. Brought up same time as Roxanne. They came up together. She's in it. Naomi's got a whole new character change. She's in it. And Stephanie was brought up like the next show or later on in that show that Roxanne and Julia was, and she's in it. So what they did with the women, they've brought they've took two, really three veterans and three up and comers that they're going to be pushing, and so you really, I don't see Julia winning. Let's lay it out. I mean, there's a chance, but she's up there with Rhea as I think Alexa makes a lot of sense. Roxanne right now makes the most sense. Imagine what that does to the character of everything that she's doing, especially this stuff that she's been doing with Liv. And she's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you want to get that? You want to get that world title? I've got this right here saying I will get the world title. Hey guys, look what I won." And it's I feel like that's going to add a lot to that storyline that's going on there. Naomi getting it would also make a lot of sense. Like I know you the way you've been behind her is how I was behind LA Knight. And her character is she's almost Tiffy time when Tiffy was bad. It's like it almost makes all the sense because of a bad person
She's
having the time.
that borderline. I'm not calling her that in case Naomi is watching this. I'm not calling you this word. I'm saying you acting like, well, one of these people, a very psychotic, will go to the end of the earth to get her point across. And that's where she's going. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Bad Naomi, you're going to end up really, really liking.
The reason I don't see Naomi, I feel like Jade will intervene to keep her from getting it, to keep that storyline going. And then Stephanie, it goes either way. Stephanie's a great performer. I don't think she's ready to take that. Like she has the NXT champion. She did both of those. I just feel like on the main roster, it's a little bit different. It's a little different once you get to the main roster. And you've seen that how it affects certain people. She's great. They're pushing her hard. Like she's getting pushed hard on the main roster.
Oh yeah.
If I'm picking anybody, my surprise, I'm gonna have my surprise pick and my who I think's gonna pick.
I got it down to two. Yeah, okay. I got it down to two immediately.
I got Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez. Those are Roxanne's my surprise. Alexa's my okay, she wins.
I agree. Roxanne is my surprise, but like because I like the fact that she can take that briefcase and go back to the Judgment Day clubhouse and go,
that's what I'm seeing.
Me or not, I could bring a title back here before you do.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Or would she trade that briefcase to Liv
for her friendship?
Yeah,
to be welcomed in.
Or no, yeah, that makes sense. I like that particular story there because nobody says you can give it away. Nope. I mean, I think it's been done before, but I think Naomi wins this. I really do.
I know you've been on her.
Imagine her, the way she's doing things, no matter what. And see, that's the thing about the Money in the Bank is it doesn't matter what else you're tied into. If one of the champs is down, you just, you pause what you're doing, you run down there and do it, and you run back. It's like you're knee deep in a game of Call of Duty, and the doorbell goes off, and the pizza's there. You pause the game, you run downstairs, you grab your pizza. Hopefully, you tip the driver that was there. If you didn't, that's on you and Jesus. But you run back with your pizza and your Mountain Dew, and you pop that back, and you're playing again. And that's the Money in the Bank is you pause whatever you're doing, and you run down there and cash in.
You become a star most of the time.
Yep. And if she keeps building up the right way, I don't think she would be one of the instant cashers. She's going to be 8-9 months down the road. She might wait till WrestleMania even just to call her shot. But the way she's going, she definitely needs to be one to catch somebody sleeping. She can't call her shot and do it because I don't think it works. She needs to be that really conniving, backstabbing. Okay. I'm going to catch you.
So let's fast forward ourselves for this one. Then we'll move on to the men's. Let's fast forward ourselves to months down, or even a week down, or to hours down.
Yeah.
If Roxanne wins, who does she cash in on? Does she cash in on Tiffy time? Does she cash in on who's the women's champion in Raw?
Raw.
That is sad, bro. It's sad. It's real sad right now.
I can tell you who the Intercontinental is because they're on the card.
I can too. Yeah.
Whoever beat Rhea.
Oh, Io Sky.
Ah, dang it! Sorry, Io. Sorry.
Yes.
Man,
Which that once
it's
again,
because they ain't done nothing with her
no, they have not.
again.
But I feel like she's just holding it until whoever wins this right here takes it. And here, okay,
Well,
so that kind
they did more with this title run than they did the last one. With this one, they fired all of her friends, so they did that for her. They, I guess, to help her out. I don't know, but
so that makes sense for both of ours now then, because with Roxanne Perez, she's already on the show. She surprises her, she takes the title. Or for Naomi,
well,
get Naomi away from Jade, away from Bianca. I'm going to Raw and I'm taking Io's title.
yep, yep. Naomi Io would be a very good match. And also keep in mind that if somebody like Roxanne wins, or somebody like Stephanie Vacour, or
Them go
Julia, you could. I believe it says a women's championship match. For one, you can
Yeah,
call
it can
your
go
shot. They
against
could go
Tiffany.
back to
Yeah,
NXT.
yeah.
They
Oh
could go
shoot, that's
snag
right.
that belt and still come back. But we
I don't
haven't had anybody do that yet, and I'm waiting on somebody to do it.
Ain't Stephanie the NXT champion right now?
No, she dropped it last week. I haven't seen this week's.
Okay.
She dropped it last week to a pretty surprising person, but it was a I call it a lifetime achievement award. Somebody who's done a lot of heavy lifting over the years to really help NXT out. So it made sense. It was part of a faction. JC Jane is the one that actually won it, and
Okay.
but she had when she dropped it, I knew she was jumping to Raw. So
So who do you say? Since you said Naomi's going to win, who does she cash in? Tiffy time, or does she go to Raw?
I'll be honest, cashing in on Tiffy time would be fun because it may tick her off enough to go back to being heel Tiffany, because I'm not a big fan of face Tiffy. She's too good at being bad.
Yeah,
But if it were me, if Naomi wins, I say you cash in on Io if you're going to do it immediately. I don't know that Io is going to have it in the foreseeable future. If you're going
I
to
don't
wait
either.
8 9 months,
Nuh-uh.
I still think Raw though. I like the idea of getting her away from Jade and everything else.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So then let's head on to the men's Money in the Bank. And once again, if you watched our show last week, we only knew about Solo, LA, Penta, and Seth. Going
Yep,
into SmackDown, you had
I was
Jacob
so close on that
Fatu.
match.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu, Andrade, and who was the third member?
Mello.
Carmelo. That's right. So,
And we both agreed it was not going to be Fatu, so we were right on that one. And I believe you're the one that said Andrade, and I said I thought it was Mello. So
well, maybe. Oh, actually, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I said it was going to be Fatu. I thought we both
oh yeah, you did. That's right.
it wasn't going to be Andrade. Because to me, I was like, it makes no. But they said, hey, screw you guys. We're doing
Yep,
Andrade.
yep. It's
Um,
where's that microphone? I think it's
yeah.
well, yep, there it is. See, I found it.
So that's Andrade. Andrade won that. Thanks in part to Solo. So I'm, you know what? I don't care what nobody says. Solo is more entertaining right now than he's been the entire time when he had his
Oh
own
yeah,
faction going. I don't know what happened if it or like flipped it, but it's like Solo is having so much fun and it's so noticeable. He was over there doing the whole little thing. I'm
yeah.
loving it.
The last time he was this entertaining and this good was right before he left NXT to come up and join the Bloodline. When he was before he become that Solo Sokoa, and he was just wrestles without shoes, just being normal Samoan. He was a wrecking ball down in NXT, and you could just tell it's like, man, this kid gets it. And then when he just started becoming the muscle, that's when we didn't see
They
the
took it,
personality. Now his
yeah, they took his
personality comes out,
personality.
and it's great.
Yes, yes. So and then on Raw you had CM Punk, El
Yep,
Grande Americano, and AJ
yep,
Styles. Now, if
yeah.
you would have asked me, I would have said CM Punk wasn't going to get it. I didn't think CM Punk was going to get it. I would have said AJ Styles. I would not expect El Grande Americano, and I think he won it because he had Chad Gable's shoes on, his boots. He's like, man,
It could be. It could be the lucky few.
yeah.
It
So
wasn't because though it wasn't because there was any foreign object or anything in his mask.
never. And they checked him
Um,
before the match.
yeah. I mean, and it wasn't there, and it's not like there was anybody out there that would hand anything to him.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm tired of all this hate towards El Grande Americano. He is a one of the greatest lucha libres to ever do
Oh yeah,
it. And
he's unfortunately though he's in the WWE, so he is second greatest lucha star in the entire company because number one is Dominic Mysterio.
100, I agree 110%.
Yeah.
Um, so and that means in the Money in the Bank ends, you got Solo, LA Knight, Penta, Seth, Andrade, and El Grande Americano.
Yep.
Um, I I love this. I love this. Like I see three that are obvious, and I see three that
Yes.
are there for hot spots.
Yep.
Penta's a hot spot, dude. Andrade's a hot
At this
spot.
point, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Andrade is a hot spot, and El the three that could take it is Solo, LA, and Seth, and all three have great reasons behind. To me, if I'm picking two, my love for LA Knight gets one, and then Seth gets the other.
Okay.
I say LA Knight, well, for one, because can we give this man a world championship push? Just one. He hasn't had
Or at least a chance to be in the main event. Like every time he got close, they kick him back down because they just don't get it. That's why
he's been
we
a
said
great.
drop your title and be at least in a main event so that you can show people either, hey, look how good he is, or he ain't got it anymore. Now we know he's good enough. You got to give him that shot.
He shows he's good with a title when he's had.
Yeah.
He made that title great again.
But you got to
So
think about the cash ins. Like he would be a fun cash in. Solo is clearly going to be a fun cash in. We Seth is just going to walk down there and have his goons beat you up and
whenever
then
he
do it.
wants, yeah.
But no,
Who would LA cash in on? You got Jay on one side, and then you got John Cena on the other. He doesn't cash in
oh,
on John, so it's got to be Jay.
John Cena.
It would be
You,
great, but then he
he
wouldn't
would
win.
absolutely cash in. Now he's probably not going to win in that
Maybe.
case.
Oh, like you said, maybe he holds on to it until John's ready to drop it, ready to leave.
Could be. But he would be a fun cash in. Of the people there, I don't think Solo is quite there yet. If this happened about 2 months later, I would say Solo is ready for that jump, for that step.
He's gonna have too much going on with Jacob.
Yeah. LA Knight, I think, has got to be a favorite. Seth Rollins has got to be a favorite. You pick two, so I'll pick two. I'm gonna say the problem is Seth is trying to do the same thing that John Cena is doing, where he's saying, I'm trying to change the game, I'm trying to elevate it and all that. So if he just wins and waltzes into something like that, then it just looks like the same thing. So I'm actually going to say we're not. No, actually, you know what? Just for that reason, I think Seth's the favorite. I'll pick him as the safe choice. But my wild card, the one that I think would be the most fun casting of the entire group,
El Grande
is the second
Americano.
best luchador, El Grande Americano. Just imagine how elated American Made and Chad Gable would all be that his friend, and there could be the back and forth. They could argue because at some point we're going to see them in the same place at the same time. And we need to see them argue about, well, that's great that you want it, but give me that there, because I helped you get to America and WWE. Chad can use that.
I could see Chad Gable going.
Yeah. So I'm going to say I would not mind at all if El Grande Americano won this, and I don't know, somewhere later in the show tried to cash in on either. Maybe
goes to AAA because that is a WWE company now.
Ooh, didn't think about that. Just think. All right, let's get into this match next because I know we're running into it. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Let's say at the very end of this, John Cena dropped Jey Uso for whatever reason. Cody's walking off or Cody's walking his dog or I don't know what Cody's doing. Maybe he's doing his podcast with his wife. Whatever. Great for you, Cody. But somehow Jey Uso gets laid out. Maybe Solo does it. And then John Cena smarts off or something to Logan Paul, who lays him out. So we have both champions on their back. And El Grande Americano's music hits, and you see him just running down there like there is like there is a sale on Lucha Gear or something. and it might be the funniest cash in. And he basically makes it a triple threat, and is the first person to cash in and on both and try to beat both
That would
champions.
be very interesting. Yeah. I mean, actually, also, if Solo does win somehow, I could see him trying to get Jay. I could see
Yeah,
him going to Raw.
yeah.
Wow. 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 Yeah. That's very well. I don't really care who wins that tag team match.
Do
We're
I
all
care?
losers.
No, but I just hope that Logan Paul looks like the $1,000,000 that he is.
I'm hoping that Logan knocks Jay out,
I
and
want him to hit Cena
whoever
too.
that yeah, but whoever wins Money in the Bank comes down there and turns it in on Jay because of what Logan did.
Because then think how mad Gunther is going to be that the
Yes,
following night or 2 nights later on Raw, he's supposed to have a world title match with Jay, and they come out there and say, well, I'll have to book you for a title match, but you can just face to face now, and he'll be so mad he might kill him.
curveball. Here's a curveball because let's be honest. I mean, look, it's all predetermined. You
Well,
know
see,
this.
it
They
can't
know.
be Solo then. If you're going to give Gunther the title shot no matter what, then it can't be Solo.
Well, I'm saying that he doesn't get it because, and that's what I'm telling you. This is where the curveball comes in. Gunther has quit following WWE. He was told about a week ago, "Hey, look, Monday night's match is not going to be the title for the title because Jay's going to be dropping the title at Money in the Bank. So it's just going to be you versus Jay, and that pissed him off. So he quit following WWE. He's finishing his. I'm just throwing a little curveball up there.
In all fairness, so did the Miz. So that is what it is.
Well, I feel like the Miz is on his way out. I feel like they're going to that Miz is
Maybe,
about to be the next release. Which we've got about 5 minutes.
which is dumb on their part. He does all their media.
100. I just yeah, I agree. Like the women's match, Lyra wins, dude. There's no reason for
Well,
Becky to
they
win.
put stipulations on it that I didn't even know. This is how tuned out I am of this already. Is this literally is Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, except for this is a 3 month program and not a year and a half program.
Yes,
I really enjoy both women with their in ring work and everything. I think they're both great. It's just they have not done this well at all.
no,
If Lyra loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Valkyria is champion. I think that would be great. Get out of the way. If you want to make her look good, get out of her way. And if
and if
Valkyria loses, she is forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. Wow, what in Vince Russo is that kind of stipulation?
legit, that's what I'm saying. I'm starting to question what's going on in these writer rooms, dude. Like for how long it's going. Like some of this stuff that they're doing, this tag team match for Money in the Bank is something's going on where they and the releases. You know what? We said Lyra wins. Yes. Let's talk about the releases recently.
Here you
R-Truth,
go. Live look into the writers' room
the
right there.
Funhouse. Yes, yes. We got 5 minutes. Let's dedicate this to the man that deserves it if he doesn't come back to WWE.
Yep,
R-Truth,
Carlito Colon, absolutely.
Carlito too. I agree. Both of them. I agree though. They're both great at what they do. They're. I heard they're both real good back in the back.
Yeah,
I feel like they should have. There's a couple of rumors I've heard. I heard that they
I know
offered
some
R
good
Truth.
rumors. So okay.
I heard that they offered R Truth the contract way less of what it was, and he turned it down.
Yeah,
If that's the case, I feel it. He's still yes, he's not a prime player, but I feel like it's disrespect almost.
this is where you're going to have to find time away from your French connection to join me at shows because I all but promise you. See that logo?
Deep South
You,
Wrestling, free for
you're
all.
gonna see you're gonna see Ron Killings there. You probably would have seen him this week, but he was on vacation. You're gonna see him at those shows. There are some strong connections,
I'm wondering
and
why
he
they
and he's not
didn't.
that far away from it.
I'm wondering why they didn't just sign him to a backstage contract like
He didn't want it.
A Train's got.
He didn't want it. He didn't want to do that.
Uh, I would have liked to have seen him stay in WWE. He'll be back. He will be back,
He can always be back, but he's also like 55.
and still looks good, bro. He looks better than I do.
Him and Billy Gunn, man, are just shredded. It's
Dude,
ridiculous.
what? And then like Carlito. I feel like he'd be a great. Actually, I think Carlito would be great going to AAA. They should have signed him to AAA as an announcer, as one of the guys that sits down there and calls the matches.
Like Carlito, everybody immediately says when you're out of WWE, you go to AEW. I don't think either one of them. Ron might, but I doubt it.
It
I
won't
could
be a
see,
for a
I could,
long
I
contract.
could see
It'll
both
be,
go back. I could see both go to TNA. I could see Carlito and TNA for a little bit. There's some really good people that I would like to see matchups with, but
and also
first off, neither one of them are hurting.
that would leave the door open for them to come back to WWE or to TNA. Actually, I think that
Mm-hmm.
might be what's going on with both of them as well. Um,
Awesome.
but yeah, I mean, it was kind of crazy when I seen it. I actually reached out to you and I'm like, dude, do you think this is a work?
I
Um,
actually don't.
yeah, you know what? After multiple days, I don't believe so either. But I mean, it's
You
neither
brought it
here
up,
nor
and I
there.
did put thought into it, and I just went, no. I think it was just time. His real swan song was his blow off match with Cena. I thought it was great.
I think John knew it was going to happen. He knew before anybody, and he told them, "I want one last run with R-Truth."
Yeah,
He
I
forced
think
that.
so. I think he really did want to give his buddy a nod there, so he did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, he was his childhood hero. You know.
Yeah, I think he still is.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's going to be a good. It's going to be a decent Money in the Bank. The two side matches, or the two and a half. We don't know if there's going to be a third one. More than likely there
Yeah.
is. That one that they add will probably end up being better than both of these side matches. I think both Money in the Bank matches are going to be good. I've
Yeah.
yet the only Money in the Bank match that I seen that was stupid was when it was held on top of a roof, and that made me so mad.
That was the
That
COVID one, right? Where they had to
yes, it
climb through
was.
the building.
Yes. Oh
Oh
my
man.
God, dude, that one right there was something else.
Like I enjoyed the novelty of it, but it was such a like Wes Craven movie or something. It was
Rey
just so
Mysterio
bizarre.
got threw off the roof. Oh, come on, bro. If you're going to do something like that, do a better job with the camera where we don't see that there's a whole pad on the side. Come on,
Right? Right?
man.
It was crazy. Hey, I give them A for effort. They tried because they knew they
Yeah.
were just backed into a corner, but it was not gonna go well.
Hey, it made me think of the Halloween Havoc, Big Show and or the Giant and Hulk Hogan monster truck pushing him
The
off, and
monster truck, yeah,
yeah, come on. Like I said,
that's the first thing I thought of.
if you're being compared to Nitro before it was before NWO, or then that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah,
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 we're at that
absolutely.
minute mark.
We are at that minute mark, and in the last minute here, I'll say real quickly, yes or no, is there going to be a Money in the Bank cash in by the end of the show?
Yes,
I
yes.
agree. I think it's going to be more surprising than you think, and I don't know if it's successful, but I think they want one of the or the men's winner will try to cash in, I believe. But thanks for tuning in to another great edition of the Backstage Jabronis. He's Daniel Snyder. I'm Jeremy York.
If you get pizza, get pepperoni.
Or tune in next week for the Backstage Jabronis. Deuces, gooses.